not loading? Oh, it is. Okay. Okay, sorry. Sorry about that. Let me just make sure. I'm just trying to get my... There we go. Alright, we got the correct settings. Do we have... overlay position? I'm assuming the audio is fine. If not, I can try to fix it later. Video, come on. There we go. That is much better. Let's go all the way to the top. Just get some, There we go. Found it. Alright. I have played this before, but that was very long ago when I first got the game. So, audio's on. Anyways, hey guys, I'm sorry that I haven't uploaded in a while. I'm hoping I saw the little message thing I posted on YouTube. But
Hi there. Thank you very much for playing The Beginner's Guide. My name is Davey Reedon. I wrote The Stanley Parable, and while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today
I mean,
I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011. We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda. Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff, and his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made.
Alright.
It's a level for Counter-Strike. You can walk around here, by the way.
Yep.
And mostly it's just Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment. But what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level. And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this? This is what I like about all of Coda's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. So, it's 2008, Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever. And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, you know, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made, until suddenly one day, he just stopped. In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since. And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveywreden@gmail.com.
I'll have to check it.
Okay, that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game. As each game is loading, I'll show you the date that it was completed. This first one was made in November 2008.
Oh. I feel like I'm going insane in this room. Anyways.
Warning. Whisper machine active. ship destruction imminent.
I have a gun. Wizard machine active.
This game is called Escape from Whisper, and it's one of the more generic games you'll see from Coda.
I'm going to the burning building. Come in. Never mind, I can't. Alright, gotta go down there. Any of these doors open? Oh. Is it just any key?
Security call breached. Hostile alien life form inbound.
So E and left click.
It kinda looks like this game was abandoned mid-development. For instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere, but then clearly there are no enemies anywhere.
Oh,
You can't
not
even
very well.
reload the gun when you run out of bullets.
Yeah, I kind of figured that
But
out. I can't
ultimately,
shoot
we don't
anymore.
really know. Maybe Coda thought that actually it was complete the way that it is. And I think that we should talk about his games for what they are, rather than for what they're not.
Enemy force neutralized. Begin ship evacuation.
Oh, a door opened.
I
Let's try to
love
go
how you
this
can
way.
see the bottom of the universe from this room.
Huh. I mean, before looking down, I get the illusion. And then that is actually quite interesting. Oh, you can see the barriers of the walls. If you look close enough, you can see the white lines.
Apparently, this space station has a labyrinth on it. Sure, I don't know. There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
But no, I want to solve. No, I want to solve it. Oh, come on.
Okay, this is the part that's interesting. The game has this narrative about the Whisper Machine and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
I wanted to solve the maze. Oh, what the?
Hey, you there, in the engine room. You could save us all. That beam is powering the Whisper Machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If
Is that Coda?
your body could stop the beam. It's so much to ask, but for all of our lives, would you do it? Could you give yourself?
Geronimo!
Let me pause here for a second. What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level. But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this is what happens instead.
Oh. Geronimo! Oh, what the? I can't move. Huh.
The beam causes you to start floating. And this is an important moment for him. Because yes, this is technically a glitch, but Coda identifies something human about it, like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system. Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse.
Are you
I don't even
sure
know.
this is his
I have no
idea?
idea what he was
Oh, we can
thinking,
see the-
but
we can see the
what's clear is that
solution.
after making this, something lodges
So,
itself in his
left,
brain. He wants
right,
to do more of these really
right,
weird and
left,
experimental designs. So he stops work on this
Second,
and moves on to a
left,
stream of tiny little games
right,
that go in
left.
all sorts of directions.
Right.
Let's go ahead and take a look at the first
left,
game he made after
right,
leaving this one behind.
Left. Huh. I wonder if you could actually solve that within the time frame. Oh, what the? The past is behind her? Can I? What? Oh,
Yep. In this game, you can only walk backwards.
can I fall through the? Oh, I cannot fall through the floor. Oh, but it's interesting. They didn't add the rest of it. The past was behind her. What's up with stories? Oh, is that how it's meant to be? Okay.
So it's a short and relatively minimalist experiment combining
Oh.
motion and narrative. It is less advanced than the previous game, but actually it seems to be more focused, more complete. Coda's trying to give it a unique voice rather than simply basing it on a pre-existing trope.
Oh, okay, wait, hold on. There was another path down here. I didn't check. Okay, so I love that idea of this. Like sometimes you'll see something like that inside of maps where it's like neon lights. This is just a pit. What's when she stops and looks, it becomes clear. Huh. Oh, wow. Is that why we keep stopping? But the future, if the future is always behind her, how will she find the strength? I was really hoping. What the? To confront it?
It's a short little thought, it says what it wants to say, and then it ends. Didn't need anything more than that. Which to me is why it works, because it gets out quick. Okay, next one.
I feel like we're just rummaging through the creator's thoughts. I don't know if we should be doing this. Okay, you can walk forward in this one. You're kind of limited on your direction. You can't move that way, you can't move that way. And you can't move very far that way. So, one way. You are now entering. Jesus, it's so dark.
And that's it. Okay, the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting.
Oh, are the games connected?
Oftentimes, Coda would put bizarre titles like this one at the start of his games.
Oh, what the? Huh.
I wish I'd known him at the time that he was making these early games. He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it. Once he stopped work on a game, like, that was it. It was dead to him. And I don't agree with that at all, but what are you gonna do?
Something. Why?
Once you've been
why
slowed
am
to
I
an
moving
absolute crawl,
so
the door
slow?
at the top of the stairs opens. So why, if Coda's not showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all? Well, to show you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
I'm not hitting enter. I will make it up my own. On my own way. No, stop. I can make it. I can do it. I will make it up to the top. And you won't stop me. I might be as slow as a snail, but I'm gonna go as fast as Turbo. I made it up. All right, I'll hit enter now. Oh, what the? Oh. You walk around talking people down from showing their dreams. You're screaming at Mike every 15 seconds. Play the pair of floating eyes emitting footstep sound noise.
A room that's warm
and one game
and nice and
game.
filled with little ideas for
Green,
games.
dusting your jewel while your kingdom is destroyed. A series of lavish manuals come with the game, giving you incorrect instruction how to play.
Coda would often tell me that he didn't mind if people thought of him as cold or distant. He said that he knew that he was actually a vibrant and compassionate person, but that it takes time to really see that. It can be a very slow climb to get there.
I'm hitting you. Let me surrender. You Origi? There is a lot of these. I would love to read all of them. Ready, set, fish. Oh, a door. What is through the door? Something that reminds me of some sort of version of the SCP Foundation. Why? Either an SCP Foundation or prison. A lever.
Well, this is new for Coda. It's an actual puzzle. Go ahead and see if you can solve it.
Pull the lever, Kronk. What if I pull it again? Oh no, it just closed on me. Is there a lever out here I can hit? Oh, I can't go back up there to check. No! No! A gamer's worst fear, not being able to check the rest of the map. Although I didn't see any more hallways, so There's some fog. There's mist. Nothing. Can I lock myself in? Oh. No. Oh, what the? Does it open back up?
Don't forget that solution, because we're going to see this puzzle again soon. We're going to see it a lot.
Are these buttons I can hit? No. Huh. I want to try making a game. That's what I really want to do. I make 3D
So that seems to be it,
projects,
right?
but I don't make games.
You walk down a corridor, you solve a puzzle, you get to the end. Simple enough. Alright, now I'm going to modify the game again, so that when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room.
But why? This is a great room. Oh! Oh!
How about that? There was more to it than we had any way of knowing. I actually find it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game, since they essentially convey the opposite idea. So, in the Stairs game, a dull exterior concealed a rich interior. And then, in this level, a dull
it didn't
interior
really,
hides this fantastic outer world.
It didn't
Either
really.
way, I think that the point is
remove
the
the
same.
walls.
Is that
Hitboxes
most of
are
the
still here.
time, you don't get to know what you're missing, or even that you're missing anything. That's not your role as a player. So if your role here is not to
Look at that
understand,
visual bug down there.
then what is it?
If I can zoom in later. Oh, we're back here? Okay, I guess we're back here now. You're next. You are now entering your next thing. What did I enter?
So, this, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow. It could even be that the Stairs game and the puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game. There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them. And once we have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly
I really want to
bigger
put together this picture
is.
now. I really want to solve this mystery. The Great and Lovely Descent. Flashbang? Look at that house.
Let's talk about
That's
video
actually
game
a nice
development for a
house.
second.
Or is
Every
that a
video
cafe?
game runs on what's
That's a
called an
cafe.
engine, which determines what the game can and cannot do.
Yeah.
So in other words, the engine is a set of tools for game development.
Which one did he use? Unity? This feels a lot
To
like
make
a
all of
Unity
these
game.
games, Coda is using an engine called Source.
Source?
Like all engines, Source has certain things that it does well, and it has certain things that it does poorly. One of the things that it does very well is boxy linear corridors.
Oh,
That's why so many of Coda's games are set in these
Garry's
large,
Mod
flat,
and
empty
whatnot.
rooms, is just because
Oh.
he's working with what the engine does well.
I want to jump. I want to jump.
The tools available to the creator
I
shape
want
what kinds
to
of
jump.
creative work they're going to end up making. You might consider paying
I
attention
did
to
not
the
mean to
architecture
yet.
of Coda's games to notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear, boxy corridors.
Huh. Well, I just skipped the entire thing. I'm not gonna be rude. I'm gonna walk down the steps. Can I go in there? No. Come on. Show me an entrance. Dang it. They blocked it all off. Let's see. Where next? Oh. This doesn't. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. It's like a liminal space. No! No! What the? Wait, what? No, let me jump. No, no, wait, wait. No, I could escape. I could escape. I really want to pull this into just see if I can actually take this apart.
This prison, funny enough, in Coda's original design, the doors stayed shut for a full hour before letting you go.
Oh,
If
so
you don't mind, I think we're gonna skip that.
it actually just lets you go on its own. Wait, no!
This is something that he and I used to argue about a lot. You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable, whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, you know, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible? And so we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else.
Huh.
Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere. There wasn't.
Oh. I don't... Is that a love-hate relationship right there? That feels like a love-hate relationship. Can I go down these paths? No. They both seem closed off. Can I just jump down? No, I gotta walk. Okay, fine. This time you're forcing me to be a civilized human. This time we don't have the light in the center. Oh. I'm sorry, this really does remind me of like a liminal space.
It's the puzzle again, with the exact same solution as the last time.
The exact? Oh yeah, it is the exact.
There's still no clear indication of what makes this puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over. But I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
I wonder if it means like the solution is so close, yet you just don't see it. That feels like a great interpretation. The answer to your problem is so close, yet just out of reach. Box heads, blockers. You there? You there? Did
Here,
you come
Coda
from up
begins
above?
using a kind
What
of
was up there?
dialogue system that he fashioned out of the
Yes, there was
engine's
a world
chat
stamped with
capabilities.
whiteness.
Use
Yes,
the
there was
1,
a
2, 3
presently
buttons on your
styled.
keyboard to
Yes, there was
respond.
flirt. I'm going with 1. That's the door above. You've been there. Now, this is important. Did you have to get through a puzzle with 2 doors and switches? Yes, I did. That was literally the last thing I did before coming here. Again, perfect. Now, please tell us how you solved it. Tell us the solution. Tell us how to get to the other side. Huh. I guess, trust me, you don't want to go over there. Oh no, but I do! We do! We need to get there. Do you understand? It is the most important thing in the world. We have to escape this prison. There must be an ending. I promise you, there is nothing I want more. Anything else? Oh, hey, a door. Oh. Couldn't we have just used the exact same room we just came from? Hello, how did you get here? Was there a puzzle you had to pass through? Yes, do you want to know how to solve it? No. We actually find the black space between the doors to be far more interesting. You seen it yet? Oh. Hi, River. Actually, now that you mention it, if I remember feeling strange as I passed through it. Hey, Douglas. How are you? Don't think too hard about it. You'll see it again soon. Door open. Are you like sitting slightly differently? No, let me read the books. It's just Morse code. We can't read it. Unless one of you guys want to try to grab a snapshot of it, or a screenshot, try to see.
And so we make one last descent
import that into, like,
down to the
Morse code
final
or
floor
something.
of the level.
My dogs are in here now. Oh, there goes River. The stairs keep getting more bland. But the outside. The outside! This is just a schoolyard. This is legit just a schoolyard.
It's a lamppost. Okay,
Yes,
I
there's a
can't tell you
lamppost.
quite why, but for some reason, Coda fixates on this lamppost. It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out. I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this point, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long. Because now he wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something. He wants a destination, which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination. We're going to see it in the work as well. His games are just going to become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind them. And as we go, that
it's
idea
been
will get
26
clearer
minutes already?
and clearer and
Oh.
clearer.
I'll probably cut it down just slightly in the beginning. Oh, it's fading. I question if that's like, maybe he found something. Like, we're getting his interpretation of it. The game is connected to the internet. As you walk around, you can leave notes. All notes you see are left by other players. Ooh, can I leave a note? Nice room. Not. Okay, that's just rude. That's just very rude.
So first off, I'm sure you can deduce this, but this game is not connected to the internet. All of the notes that you're going to see have been written by Coda.
Oh?
This was actually the first game of his that I ever played. This was shortly after I met him at a weekend game jam in Sacramento, where I grew up. I saw him working on this very level, and it was just so different from anything that anyone else was doing. So right away I was like, I have to be friends with this person. In retrospect, I think I was probably a bit too pushy trying to get his attention. I was over-enthusiastic. But he was very gracious about it and very patient with me. And I cooled off eventually.
How?
Feel free to skip over any of these notes if they're not doing anything for you. Nothing extra is going to happen if you read all of them.
Are you sure? There's
Either
not,
way,
not an achievement
To
that I
me,
can
they
get?
convey a sense
Please.
of loneliness.
I want an
I
achievement.
see this person who's filled with thoughts and feelings and beliefs
Fine,
and
dang it.
has no way to express them except as scattered and unheard voices in a game that wasn't meant to be played.
Are you sure you're guaranteed that there is an acorn somewhere here? In this place, and the sailors look
But
for
it's
it.
ironic, isn't it? That in playing this game and seeing how alone Coda often felt, that we get to know him better and actually kind of connect with him. And I have to be honest with you, this idea is really seductive to me. That I could just play someone's game and see the voices in their head and get to know them better and have to do less of the messy in-person socializing. I could just get to know you through your work. I think this is why I always liked Coda's games so much, is because it felt like they let me have that connection. I felt as though he was inviting me personally into his world. And then I feel less lonely too.
Open the door. I agree with all these statements. Open the door. How door open? Someday I'll meet the person who made this. Oh, this dude did. Well, because of the internal feeling, good feeling I get. New room. Oh, that's a very abstract painting. I want to read all of these. You can go in here, I think. And don't bother. This is where I get off. I failed to write anything here. I am compelled. Hey, can I jump? Dang it. Yeah, what is that paint up? Doesn't matter if you ever get there, over there. Don't talk about me that way. Very good game. I mean, it looks like a nice game. I mean, like, the structures, the lighting, it looks nice. If there was a game like this, really, that actually had or was connected to the internet with the note system, you know, on second thought, don't do that. No, don't, please. On second thought, don't. I'm realizing that can be a very bad thing. Because we know how toxic the game industry is. Imagine if they had access to put notes inside of a game through the internet. It means something. I mean, a lot of people do so. What do you mean? Maybe you'll feel real someday. What? His terrible secret. He kept it well. I don't know if we beat the game yet. More room.
At the end of this level, we're going to see the puzzle again. And here, I'll tell you what I think the puzzle means. Each of these games represents an idea that was on Coda's mind at the time that he was making it.
Need an
And
escape.
the puzzle is a way of closing the
Cut it
door
up
on a previous
spread it
chapter
between
of
the
his
worlds.
life before
That's
moving
actually-
on to the next
That's a
one.
hint. That's a hint. Who is talking? Who is talking? Almost there? I've seen everything. I have traveled the world, and I have never told anyone. I wish there were notes in the railroad. I mean, there are. You just gotta dig through people's journals. Become one of the spiraling nonsense. I think I already have. Downward. Keep digging.
In each of his games, after exploring a theme
If I
that,
go to
you know,
a,
he
if I
might
go to
find
a beach, I
difficult,
will be.
Coda
keep
can then
digging.
place this puzzle that he knows has a reliable solution, he understands exactly how it works, and so it gives him a simple mechanism for moving on.
Does this puzzle have a solution? Oh my god, I've been here for literally an hour. What the? Help! Help! Doesn't make sense. The second door won't open. Developers, answer please. I
And because there's this
right
dark
here.
area between the doors, a space between spaces, before you move on, you get to pause. Just for a moment, a few seconds to reflect on and let go of the events that led you here. To step back and connect the pieces together. To grasp at that elusive bigger picture.
Oh, there's a lot of chairs. Can't tell if that's my dog. How do you leave that? Just did. That's not a lot of chairs. That's a bunch of tie ropes. Are you there? Please say something. It can be anything. I just need you to say something. Talk to me, please. Why you're having so much difficulty talking? Speak, 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 speak. Huh.
Okay, this one is tough. It's gonna kind of just spin its own
that's
wheels
a great.
for a
That's
few
a great
minutes.
entrance.
Hang with it.
Oh, can I get on? Okay, I can get on. I can get up here. Up here. I can't get any higher, but I can sit on the. I can sit on the counter. The counter is my domain. My domain. What exactly do we do? Just stand here? Are we in the crowd? The clouds? What's that one fairy tale about the beanstalk? Is that what's gonna happen here? Someone's gonna grow a beanstalk. Come in, save me. Oh. I really thought there was gonna be. Huh. That's interesting.
See, like, this is it. The whole game. And there's nothing that's particularly interesting about it. You just walk to
where's-
the end of a hallway.
Where's the hallway?
Except, for some reason, Coda gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture. And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison. He's gonna start over, use the same assets, turn it into something else. Okay, cool. Here's version 2.
Oh, what the? What finish article? Huh. I have a great idea. Come on. I want a giant hole to jump in. Put live Tesla coils in each corner, yeah. Come on. You're taking all the fun out of this. And a table. You need a table. Tables were invented in 1935. Okay. I think we have enough tables and chairs and couches.
There's a bit more to this one, but still, it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake.
We love weird for weirdness' sake. Now.
So, okay, he throws it out and starts over. This time he comes at the prison idea from a different direction.
What direction are we? Outside? Oh. Hello, please walk forward. This guy will enable you to escape any prison environment. Follow the instructions carefully. Take care that you remember each step. First, click on the table. Good. Go over to the photo frame and click it to turn slightly. Now, turn the floor lamp in this room off, then turn it back on. Left side sofa. Finally, touch the shelves. That's it, and every prison to escape will not open. Return to the start to be taken back to your prison. So what? Table. Turn that off and on. Move that, hit that. Okay. Everyone remember that? Remember it. We need it.
And of course, now the table is gone and you can't begin the chain of events to escape.
We also don't have the photo.
Here's a version where there are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside and the outside is the inside.
What the? Oh God.
Let me just blink you real quick through a few more of these. I mean, he really unloaded
Oh,
this
what
prison
the?
idea. There's nearly a dozen.
I like this
Personally,
one.
I think it's awful to watch this.
That one
To
reminds
see
me
a
of
person
the,
basically unraveling through their work. And
That one
for
reminded
what?
me of
Like, at what
Wolverine.
point do you just go, maybe there are game ideas other than this prison that I could be working on?
Huh.
But Coda doesn't have that voice telling you to stop. That particular mechanism
please.
of defense
No,
against
no!
yourself.
I wanted to jump on
Without it,
them.
you just spiral. And so he keeps going and going and going and going and going, and then he hits on something. And he likes it. And that's it. He's done. He stops making prisons. This is the very last version of the prison game that he created. And the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
Oh. I don't know if this is a prison. Oh God, I just ran into something. Okay, it's a house. Look, it's the lamppost. You know, the one we see at the at the end of every single game? I think we're at the end. Oh, can I call someone? That's a very low poly phone thing. Hello, hello. Welcome back to your new job at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Hello, who is this? Hey, it's me. I'm you from after you escaped the prison. You're me? So, you were trapped in this prison too?
It's a conversation.
Yep, I was in the
And
furniture
so
maze.
this is what Coda wants.
That's where I
is
am
to
right
be able
now.
to talk to someone, to share
Oh, I'm
what's
so
on his mind,
glad to know that I
and
can-
to
I
get
get
some
out
good
eventually.
advice from someone
What's it
who
like to
knows.
escape?
But the irony is that even
Actually,
in this
I'm already
scenario,
forgetting what
you're still
was-
talking to yourself.
It's strange, but in
You
a
know,
way, I kind of miss
all
being
of
prison.
these games so far
I feel
are
like being
Coda
completely still
talking
and
to
wildly
himself.
motion at the same time. I feel like being completely still and wildly in motion at the same time. Do you feel any different? Sometimes I'm scared I'll get out and then things will be exactly the same as before. It does actually change. It actually does change. I don't feel like the same person at all. Oh, good. That's so nice to hear. It makes me feel really happy. I'm still be, but I'm not. It's pretty friend. It's hard to describe. Wait, if you're me, then how did you get a call from their version of you when you were trapped? I think I'm the first person to call back. Then you can tell me how to get out. Maybe I can find you. What do I have to do? You have to talk with me for a bit. What? That will free me? How does that work? Listen, you can't know until you're out, but I promise it works. It will make sense. It will make sense. Okay, I can talk. Let's just talk for a bit. Will you be here? I'll be here for as long as you need me. For as long as you need me.
I can see why he considers this a fitting conclusion to the prison games. After all of the obsession and frustration, just to be told by someone you can trust that things are going to be okay. Wouldn't that be nice?
Didn't you tell him that things are going to be okay?
So what would it look like if Coda wanted to make a game about talking to someone other than himself?
Oh. Huh. Oh, this is interesting.
To me, this environment is meant to represent Coda's puzzle, with the two doors on either side and a dark transitional space between.
I want to go inside here. Well, my goodness! I'm glad as all heck that you showed up. Thought I might have thought I might be having to clean this entire household by myself, and not right miserable.
You'll notice
that would
that
have
the
been.
quality of the
Everyone
art is a
knows
step
how
up from
lonesome
previous
and-
games,
and
including
makes
this
lonely
new and
homes.
improved chat system,
Don't
which
worry
he
about me.
started using from this point on.
A place this nice, I'll be
From
glad
here
to
on
stay here
out,
all
he
night.
begins putting much more effort into the visual polish of his work, and this particular game
Well,
took
now,
2 months
just
to create.
you
as a
just
result.
might be getting a little ahead of yourself, then, no? Why didn't we start with cleaning and then you decide whether you could do it all night? I'll finish up here. In the meantime, could you please clear up the table? I could. Much nicer. That's the table I want to see. Now, would you please run into the bedroom and make the bed? Where's the bedroom? Over here? Oh, over here. Oh, that's the bathroom. There's the bedroom. While you're in now, why don't you straighten out the rug a bit? All the little details matter. Do you enjoy being a house cleaner? Well, I don't enjoy it as much as I need it. Well, then we're gonna feel a kind of calm that rests in my pit of my rib cage. My soul just can't be smoothed any other way, it seems. Which I guess is all that matters. Is about all that matters. Oh, that's a tiny couch. Would you straighten the pillows on the couch on the sofa there? Which one? This one? Is there one in here? Okay, no. What about here? Ah. Oh dear. That looks like someone spilled a drink over by the couch. Maybe mop that up as long as you're over there. I feel compelled to share an incredibly cheesy personal insight. Are you okay with that? Make it especially cheesy. No. No, it was stupid. Sorry. Never mind. Hey, these are usually been washed. Why don't you come and do that? Let's check the tub needs a cleaning. How about you scrub it down as best as you can? No need to be perfect. We're all just human. Are there still books scattered on the floor of the bedroom? If so, would you put them back up on the shelf? Perfect. Now then, How about you come and clear those
After
dishes
the
off the
intense set of
table?
prison games,
I don't know what
this
just
house
happened to me.
cleaning level almost feels like cleansing. It's the moment after a particularly difficult or traumatic experience where you just
Alright.
need to let it sit and digest inside of you,
Do these chores,
and
man.
eventually cohere into something
No, like,
meaningful.
let me tell you something. Whatever work you do, you have absolutely got to own it. Otherwise, it owns you. So why don't we be with the task at hand and leave the future chores to future you? Present you wants to smooth out the rug on
I know
in the
that Coda
bedroom.
really liked this
Believe it or
game.
not. Trust me on this
Of
one.
all of his work, actually, this was the only one that he called me up to ask me to come over and look at it. This was
Looks
during
like
a
something
period
got
of a
right
few
at
months where he was
What's your
like
mind, Tony?
grossly happy all
Alright,
the time. Just walked
I'm
around
gonna
with a
stop reading it
constant
for a bit.
smile on his face.
Oh, there's a bit of truth to it, no? They don't know? Anyways. Can I, like... I can't.
I'm glad he made this. I'm glad he found some peace.
No?
But, of course, it can't last.
No, wait!
The
No!
music stops, your companion is gone, it's time to leave.
No!
The door at the top of the hill is now
There was
open
only
as
one
well.
person in this realm
Again,
with me.
you can't stay in the dark space for too long. You just can't. You have to keep moving. It's how you stay alive.
But I want to stay in it. What happened to the walls? Oh, all the walls are just gone. I just went through a door for no reason. I want to go back down there and just stay in that house. He had a question. I was going to answer it. Oh, the lamppost?
Which is the whole point of the puzzle doors, right? That sooner or later you have to pick up and move.
Oh, what the? Aw.
I really thought that was the point of it.
It wasn't? I usually leave at members
This
only
one gets
prices.
a bit goofy.
Why did you come here today? Was it to improve your life? Was it to get a better job? Was it to make your relationships more meaningful? No. You came here to be perfect. This workshop is going to teach you how to be perfect. I want your friends, the people in your life, to look at you and think, wow, this person is better at being human being than I am. Right now, who do you think about that in your own life? Who do you know who is so well developed as a person that they make you feel disgusted with yourself? Compared to whom you feel useless, selfish, ungrateful. I tend to make you into that person. Perfection is within your grasp. And the question is not how we do it, but how we do it effortlessly. I cannot speak. This is easy. It is so easy. It is so easy.
About halfway through the game,
Being perfect is
perspective
effortless.
shifts.
The key. This is the key. How do I
And you
achieve
play
no
as
effort?
the teacher. And suddenly, you discover
Well,
that
let me
your
tell you
teacher
right now,
is just
it-
as
if it
bigoted
isn't
and afraid as you are.
Effortlessly.
Oh, and also you
It's
can
not
move
the
around
right
the
answer.
classroom now.
If you are torturing yourself, trying to find the right solution for your life, then you're not doing it right. You understand they won't be happening until you love me? Ah, just kidding! Do what is easiest, do what is simplest, feel what is true. It's coming for you! It's going to destroy you!
I felt pretty hard for this one. I
Perfection!
feel like it's one of the most relatable experiences that you can have. To assume that some other person is perfect and totally fulfilled in every way, and completely miss all of the little flaws that make them painfully human. I think about this game a lot these days.
Okay, guys, I'm just a bit tired. No. How long we had this?
This one took a lot longer than all
50
the
minutes?
others for Coda to make. It was 4 months between this and the last one. That's twice as long
4
as it took him
months.
to make any other game before this, and it's not like it's particularly complex, so I remember I found that a little strange at the time.
I wonder if it's just a designing process for him, figuring out what he wants to do with it, what his goal is, figuring out how he wants the entire map to look. Because I know I struggle with map layouts when making my own stuff. It's completely empty, a bunch of seats, not properly spaced. Jesus! That is bright. That just... Alright, the performance is beginning. Blaze is Blaze, and the same you'll be playing as me. We're at a gathering of professionals. First, you'll start out leaning against this wall. Which wall? Huh. Good. Stay right there. The woman across the room. And this chair is a professional photographer of animals. It's your dream to photograph animals professionally. This is your one chance to learn something from her. To gain something to succeed. Go on. Say something to her. Hello. 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 That's it. That's not a conversation. You need to actually converse with her. Be a human being. Do it again. I like you. No, that's not what I said to her at all. You're completely missing the tone of the conversation. I was reversed. I was reserved. But I knew what I wanted. I was confident. But for some reason, it was just that one moment. But I was confident. Maybe it's that you need a better feeling of the setting. There were a lot of people around us. I'll use some props to work around with. These cones that bounce when you touch them will represent the people nearby. Can I? No. Talk to her again. You must have really must have worked really hard to get where you were. You're messing it up. You'll figure out if the conversation gets that personal that quickly. Do you not realize how important this was for me? I'll never get another opportunity like this again. Everything was riding on this. I want to try something. Let's try stepping back from the stage. No, my bouncy boys. Oh. Hi, Lamp. Do you have a symbol? Can you tell me anything? I like a... Oh. It's so silent. Okay, yes.
The game ends
No,
with
this
this
is working.
eerie
This is
premonition
what it
of
was
what's
like.
going to happen next in Coda's life. The solution to social anxiety,
That's
to
perfect.
fears
Wonderful.
of having to
This is
perform
really
and
wonderful.
having to chase success, the
Stop
answer
it.
for Coda is to
Stop
withdraw,
it.
to hide himself away. Which is what leads to scenarios like the stairs that slowed you down several games
You're
ago,
doing great.
where it just becomes harder and harder to access Coda's inner landscape because he keeps retreating. He just keeps backing away from possible connections to anyone other than himself. And to be honest, I didn't consider it very healthy when I first played this game.
I'm sorry, is that
You know,
rock
it
music?
looked to me like he was trying to justify the idea of just disconnecting yourself from the world. And that wasn't what I wanted for him or for his games. Because I feel like a lot of his games are inviting me to connect with this person, to bring him closer.
What if I just stood still? Oh,
But
I
what
really want
can
to
you
go back
do?
and stand still now.
After this, Coda went off and took another 5 months to make a new game.
Mobius Strip. To play this game properly, you must keep your eyes closed. Click to begin the game. Do I open my eyes now? I'm gonna open my eyes. Oh, what the? Access Whisper? Oh wait, this is a callback to the first game.
You should probably open your eyes if you haven't already. It's pretty much impossible to solve otherwise. And there is a solution, by the way.
Oh, that's not truthful?
Like I said, I was getting concerned. First off, he's never been this explicit in his work about exactly what he's thinking. So where's that coming from? But then even weirder, his work has potentially stopped being an outlet for him. Not like he's having trouble iterating on ideas, but he literally just can't think of new ideas anymore. And in person, he was being a lot more distant than usual. Like, you know how sometimes a person will just deflect anything that you say in order to keep themselves disconnected all the time? It was that kind of thing. Here was the point in my relationship with Coda where I really started to wonder if he needed my help in some way.
I think he did.
His games are going to get more desperate from here on out. After this game, it's almost 6 months before he finishes something new.
Oh. Hello? Oh. We're in a forest. Hello? Is anyone there? Is that a person? How lovely! It's been a long time since I talked to anyone. What's wrong? You look lost. When I try to create, I feel empty. Oh no. What's happened? Did something change? There was a machine that kept me going, and it stopped. Wait, you're looking for a machine? I think I know where it is. It isn't far. You have to take me to it. You have to take me to it.
If
I
the
can do
last
that,
game
but there's a
featured
problem.
Coda talking
It's
explicitly
guarded by a
about his
difficult
creative
puzzle.
frustrations,
If you can't solve the
this
puzzle,
one
we'll
turns
find
it
the
up to
machine.
11.
Deal?
Now, put yourself in my shoes playing this. Here's a friend whose work is exhibiting signs of struggle, frustration, anxiety, depression, even. And yet,
I hit
still,
3.
he keeps making games.
Perfect.
He keeps throwing himself into the grinder,
Hold on, I'll show
even
you
when he
it.
clearly doesn't have the energy for it anymore. Why? What is it for? Because, from my perspective at the time, and just what I knew of him, this was a result of how isolated he was. He was in his own little bubble, just sitting at his computer all day, not really showing these games to anyone, not releasing them onto the internet, and so he didn't have anyone outside of himself to connect with. He had no outlet to ground himself on. You can't talk yourself out of loneliness. It doesn't work that way.
It's
You
working
can't
for
be
me.
the one writing both the questions and the answers. Then there's no movement. Then there's no circulation. If all of your anxieties are being channeled into your work, then if the work ever fails, you have no backup and you're just going to crash. Seeing this game at the time that he made it, it looked really unhealthy to me. I was watching him do this to himself, and I hated it. I hated seeing him so proud. It's like video games
I
are
feel like
not
we're letting
worth
someone
this
free that we
amount of
shouldn't be.
suffering. This is someone I really cared about. And I used to get so much joy out of seeing him create. For him to suddenly become angry and frustrated like this, it was the worst thing for me. I don't know. This is what I felt at the time. I don't know how else to explain it. I wanted it to stop more than anything. I had never felt so rotten. I needed more than I had ever needed anything for this to stop.
Oh.
But it didn't stop. After finishing this one, Coda takes another 7 months and comes up with a new game.
You did talk to Coda, right? You talked to him? Please tell me you talked to them. Oh, Coda is the machine. I'm sorry, avoid the press.
And of course, it's the machine.
My friends! It falls on me to deliver bad news. The machine will not apologize to us. But it's not important. Or we will. I don't know. Again, these make me think that Coda had terrible thoughts. They needed someone to talk to. But this is not important. We are stronger than it thinks we are. Let us pay it retribution. Let us show it that we are not failures. We'll go for the second one. Oh, don't. No. Follow me. We will destroy everything that machine has created. Destroying the machine is not the way, and destroying everything that they created. Oh, we're back here. Oh no. Oh no. Coda, I'll make sure you're known for
So now the work is becoming self-destructive. And I'll tell you, at the time that I first played this game, shortly after he made it, here's what I'm thinking to myself. I'm thinking that Code is stuck in his own head, and that it's having a very negative effect on him, and that all he needs to do is just start showing his work to people.
No.
To get some actual feedback on his game. It might get him out of isolation. And so, as I'm thinking this, I realize that I could be the one to initiate it. Because it would never occur to Coda to start actively soliciting feedback, so what if I did it for him?
No.
If he could see the difference it would make to have more actual conversations with other human beings, would that bring him out of his mental spiral?
No,
Would it give
don't.
him confidence in himself? Would it bring
Do
meaning
not do
back
that.
into his work?
Some people just don't want don't want to be out in the public like that. That's just not how some people want to be. It's fine to have private work. It's fine to only share them with friends. But if a friend is going behind your back and bringing it out to the public, no. And that's exactly what you're doing here. You're showing us his work.
So I started showing Coda's work to people.
Exactly.
I took this one, and the islands which you just played, the theater, the notes, the house cleaning game, and some of the prison escape games. I brought them to people that I knew and trusted. I asked their opinions. And the great part is that they really loved his games. You know, the point of it all was just to give him some external reference point, but they genuinely loved his work. There was nothing for him to be afraid of.
There's so much to be afraid of. You could eventually fail people. Anytime you work on anything creative. That's why some people don't. Some people just don't want their works to go out to the public. And once it gets to the public, it could destroy them.
Can you see why I felt like this was the right thing to do? Because it's the thing that I always feel like I need, to be told that my work is good, that I am good. When someone really connects with a thing that I've made, when they see themselves purely in my work, there's nothing that feels better. And I got to give that very same feeling to my friend. I did something, I really felt like I'd done something good, like I was a good person. I felt like there was a friend who was in trouble and was unhappy and maybe didn't like themselves, and I could fix it. If I could give him this gift, maybe I could fix the problem. When they told me how much they enjoyed his games, it was the best feeling. It was the absolute best feeling. It made me feel so happy. So beautifully, beautifully happy.
And he stopped making games shortly after because of it. Am I right?
Anyway, Coda finishes this game, and then really he just kind of takes off for a while. So this is June of 2011, and I didn't hear anything from him for several weeks, I guess. And so out of nowhere, one day I get an email, and it's got a private link to a new game of Coda's. This one is called The Tower, and to my knowledge, it's the last game that Coda ever made. So let's take a look.
Why? That is not something you should do. There's a bunch of...
And this is where I have trouble saying anything meaningful about Coda's work. Because more than anything else, the tower just feels distant. It feels like it's trying to distance itself from the world.
This reminds me of the Sif.
It's a very cold game.
Yeah, because you kind of just like... You broke trust. You broke the trust between him and you.
This room actually has a maze in it. Except that all the walls of the maze are invisible. And then every time you touch one of the walls, there's this awful flashing and noise, so the experience is really miserable. The game goes beyond not being meant to be played, it actually seems to despise the player for trying to play it at all. But I do want to show you the rest of the level, so when you're ready to continue, press enter and I'll put a bridge over the maze.
You can still jump down, okay. But you know, he doesn't want people, or I don't know. Coda doesn't want people playing their games.
And to be fair, it's not like this is the first game that's needed some modification to be playable. Like the house cleaning game. You know, that one used to actually loop the cleaning chores and you just cleaned a house forever. I had to cut it off so that you could exit the house and the game would actually end. But that game had an idea that it was actually trying to communicate. What's the deeper idea behind the invisible maze?
He doesn't want you doing
The only
this.
way past this challenge is to randomly guess the 6-digit code. Like the invisible maze, it's frustrating to me, because it's the opposite of everything else that Coda has made. It doesn't encourage thought or engagement. It doesn't ask anything of me, except a lot of my time. If I could have reached him during this time, then maybe I could have asked him, but I couldn't. I still don't really understand why this is here. I'll put the code on the ground for you here, though, so that we can move on. The switch to open this door is actually on the other side of the door, meaning that it's literally impossible to solve from this side. So even if you somehow brute forced your way through the first 2 challenges and you got to this point, there's actually just no way to progress. And it's scary for me, the idea of Coda cutting himself off entirely, just saying, you know, that's it, that's the end of the conversation, not giving me any way to fix the problem. I feel like a failure, I guess, when I can't fix the problem.
You can't solve every problem.
But I can open this door for you, so let me do that.
You can't solve every problem. You can't fix every single thing. He made games for fun. He might talk to you about it. But because
Was I a
of an
failure
issue-
for not understanding this game? I mean, I don't know why I would be. It's not like everything needs to have a solution,
Yeah.
but I feel it somehow. I feel like I failed, and I don't understand why.
Because you broke trust.
I remember, it's June of 2011. I'm playing this for the very first time. And as I'm playing, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know this person. I have no idea who this person is. It wasn't the guy I knew, it wasn't my friend. I had come to so many conclusions from looking at all of his work up to this point, and then suddenly none of them... I had been trying to, though. That was the thing. For years, I was trying to get to know him, to understand who he actually was and what he stood for. I asked him so many times to please just tell me what his games mean to him. I asked him please to tell me what the 3 dots mean,
Oh, the 3 dots that would appear.
and he wouldn't.
You know, remember the dots towards the beginning of the game where I thought they were like...
I just felt so strongly that if I could have connected with him,
Oh, we've been
that if
doing
I
this
could have
for an hour.
somehow made his work my own, that I would finally be once and for all happy. It was that I needed to see myself in someone else. I needed to be someone other than me. But he stopped and left, and it felt somehow like I had failed. Where did I screw up?
You know exactly where you screwed up.
I'm the reason that you stopped making games, aren't I? It's because of what I did. I poisoned it for you. I don't think I ever told you this, but when I took your work and I was showing it to people, it actually felt... It felt as though I were responsible for something important and valuable.
Oh, God.
And the people who played them, they treated me like I was important. They really listened and cared about what I had to say. Even though I was showing your work, I felt good about myself. Finally, for a moment, while I had that, I liked myself.
Oh no.
And then you stopped, and I didn't have anything left to show people. I just had to be with myself. And as soon as that happened, there was no feeling at all. Nothing. Less than nothing. What does that mean? I'm afraid that I did something really stupid because I don't like myself.
Is this one going to have an actual solution? No.
That's why I'm releasing this collection of your work.
Don't!
Is
This is-
because I haven't been able to find any. I've tried everything.
I accidentally
And
clicked off.
so a part of me has hope that if I put this compilation out into the world, and if I put my name on it, that maybe enough people will play it so that it'll find its way to you, so that I can tell you that I'm sorry. I know I screwed up. If I apologize to you truly and deeply, will you start making games again? Please, I need to feel okay with myself again. And I always felt okay as long as I had your work to see myself in. I mean, is something wrong with me? Because I know that I did an awful thing, and I'm doing it again right now. Like, I'm showing people your work, but I can't stop myself from doing it. That's how badly I need to feel something again, like I'm an addict. There has to be something wrong with me. Can I apologize? What if I tell you I was wrong? Will that work? Will that fix it? I don't know. I don't think it will, but there's nothing else that I can do. Just tell me what you want. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please, start making games again. Please help me. Please give me some of whatever it is that makes you complete. I want whatever that wholeness is that you just summoned out of nothing and you put into your work. You were complete in some way that I never was. I want to know I want to know how to be a good person. I want to know how not to hate myself. Please. I'm
Oh, I
fading,
didn't even realize the doors were
and
closing
all I
again.
want is to know that I'm going to be okay.
Doors are open. I really hope Coda is doing okay.
More love, more praise, more people telling me that I'm good. Always more. It's like a disease.
You seem to be just like seeking attention.
Solution.
You're just
Solution.
seeking out attention. And this is something you have to live with now.
I guess if someone had told me ahead of time that he just really enjoyed making prison games, maybe I wouldn't have thought he was so desperate. I wouldn't have told so many people that he was depressed. Maybe he just likes making prisons. Even now, the disease is telling me to stop. Don't show people what a shitty person you are. They'll hate you.
Which is true. he
If I knew that my life depended on finding something to be driven by other than validation, what would that even be? It's strange, but the thought of not being driven by external validation is unthinkable. Like, I actually cannot conceive of what that would be like.
I wonder who took the blue one.
What now?
I honestly question, did you ever try to talk to him
I
in
think
real
I
life?
need to go.
Did you?
And I'm sorry, because I know that I said that I would be here and I would walk you through this, but I'm starting to feel like I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot that I need to make up for. And so I'm just gonna... Okay.
This. None of this is okay. This story is so sad, and I'm not connecting with the main person here, like the one talking to us. I'm kind of connecting to Coda because of what I'm currently going through. Not that I need to talk about it here. But some people just want to keep some of their stuff private. Sometimes people just want to do their own stuff. Make stuff just for fun. They don't necessarily want their stuff to go out to the public. And they especially don't want someone breaking that trust. That is not something you should do. That is never something you should do. If that is all you do, it will end up with problems. But that's why doing stuff for your own reasons, for your own purpose, you are okay. It is alright to keep them private. It might not be the best, but it's what you made. And you don't have to show it. At this point, I am hoping that this story is not real. It seems real. It feels real. But it just feels too sad. Sorry if the audio cut out. I keep clicking off my screen.
Turn back, turn back from this cave. You said, let me prove that I'm brave, let me keep going. But the cave goes for miles and miles and miles.
Well then.
And you're so tired.
I guess this is the
I
end.
know that you're strong.
I hope you guys enjoyed that.
So turn back.
Probably have to mute this area due to copyright. I don't really care about copyright as long as I can play it on YouTube. I don't make any money off it. But anyways, well, I hope you guys did enjoy that video, that game. I honestly I might need some time to think. I was planning on going live later today. That's being recorded on day of release. That's why I'm not really editing anything. Just that way you guys have a video to watch. I don't care if you guys subscribe or not. I would be happy if you did. Maybe tell your friends and check out my channel. I have a help wanted video that I'll be releasing soon, if I ever do. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I'll see you guys on next time on the next required video. I guess that's just gonna be my outro line. Well, bye guys.